Hi, I'm Beatriz Esguerra, owner and director of Beatriz Esguerra Art. I'd like to thank Zara Kand for inviting me to her show, The Gallerist Speaks. I think it's a great opportunity for us who work in the art world and in the gallery world to share our ideas, our thoughts, what we do with the whole public. I think it was when I was around 7. My parents were art lovers, and they would buy occasionally for themselves certain works of art, and they would take me to art shows. So one day they took me to a Jesus Rafael Soto art show, which was, it was op art. And of course, when you're 7, op art is a lot of fun because there's a lot of different ways to look at the artwork, a lot of sensations, a lot of colors, lines, etc. So that was, I think, my first experience that I enjoyed the arts, and I will never forget that visit to that show. I studied art history, and when I graduated, I came back to Colombia, to Bogota, to work, and I began working in several museums. As time went by in those museums, I realized that there were a lot of young artists at the time, and I'm talking the 1980s, that weren't being promoted. So with a partner, with an associate, we got together and we began promoting, at the time, very young artists. And that was what motivated me to start the gallery and to start this business. We promoted people that at the time were great talents, but didn't have any exposure. I still promote young artists, but it's mostly mid-career to long-career artists. And it's mostly Colombian artists, because I believe that in this country we have amazing talent, amazing creativity, due to our geography, to our history, to our current events. I think that all these situations bring a lot of creativity to the people doing the art. So Beatriz Esguerra Art promotes Colombian artists in the world, and I'm very proud to do it. Every gallery has a certain line, a certain style, a certain program that they follow. And it's usually, it usually goes with the personality of the gallerist. In my case, I believe art is to feed the soul, of course feed the mind, but feed the soul first. I believe in beauty, I believe in harmony, I believe in aesthetics. I also believe in intelligence in the artwork, but it's all a group of producing admiration in the viewer, producing pleasure in the viewer. I don't promote political art that much because I just feel that it's something that art has to feed the soul and not the brain, mostly. So that's what I promote. Being a gallerist is not sitting behind a desk, waiting for a client to come in the door to buy artwork. Being a gallerist means exposing the group of artists that you promote in the best possible way and in the most possible manners. So there's different options. So there's exhibitions in the gallery, there's art fairs, there's the internet. So you have to find the time to do all these things, and you just organize your time, and you do the art fairs, and you do the social media, and you do the websites, and you have a strategy. And all these things combined market your artist, and in the end, you have sales as well. The gallerist, by the way, is the person who connects the artist with the museums, the artist with the clients. So the gallerist is key in this marketing and visibility work. That's how we find the time. You just organize your time and you have a program and you have a schedule and you do it all because it's the only way that you're going to be able to effectively promote your artists. It's a creative process. It's great to come up with the idea, to work with the artist on what they're going to base their work on, what idea they're going to develop through their work, what they're going to say to the public and to the viewer through their artwork. I enjoy, of course, starting with the idea and then picking the artworks that best express this idea. It's a creative process, and I love the creative process. I wish I could expose my artists to more countries, more people. I think that's a big challenge. Being able to attend as many art fairs as possible, that costs a lot. And we're in a country where our currency is weaker than the currency where the other art fairs take place. So that's a challenge, I would say. Otherwise, you use the internet, which is a great way to expose internationally and have your artists visible to everyone. Every art gallerist has their style, like I said before. In my case, I have a thing with atmosphere. I have a thing with space and the human figure and how it interacts in that large space. I like silence. Maybe it's because the world is just too noisy, maybe because I run around all the time and I need that moment when looking at a work of art in my gallery that gives me silence, gives me beauty, gives me a certain balance. So I do work a lot with figurative artists and artists that work atmosphere. Usually artists aren't taught in school on how to present themselves, and they just don't know how to do it. So yes, the way to do it is you set up a portfolio, a PDF, something that shows your work, shows your bio, what you've done, and then you have a cover email. And you present yourself to different galleries. Oh, I forgot. First, before you do that, research which galleries have a common tie with your artwork. If the artwork fits into the gallery's program, and all you have to do is just go into the internet, read about the gallery, look at the artworks they promote, and you'll find those galleries that have a common tie to your work, to the artist's work. When you define the galleries that have that common tie with you, with the artist, then you write that email and you send your portfolio, and you wait for the gallery to get back to you. And if they do, in my case, what I do is, if I'm not interested, I will tell them, and if I am, my next step is to contact the artist, maybe visit their studio if I'm able to, and then look at the work in real life. And then a relationship starts. And then, it goes on from there, and then you include them in shows, etc. But that's basically how I do it and how, in general, I think galleries do it. Oh, you also have to have a web page. I forgot about that. That's key. So maybe you don't have to send a PDF. You can send the link to your web page. We always have future plans. I would say develop more the virtual presence, and if possible, if after this pandemic the art fairs will continue to function, of course participate in more art fairs. That's where this business is. It's in the art fairs and it's in the internet. in my gallery, yes, I will have shows, people will go, but it's not the main, that's not where the main movement is. The movement is in the art fairs and on the internet. So hopefully, yes, I will expand on that and become a bigger Beatriz Esguerra Art in that sense. Thank you, Zara, for this interview. I hope we can meet one day in person. In the meantime, we'll just meet virtually like everybody else. And congratulations on this great initiative of the Gallerist Speaks.